Thank you so much. I see there's a lot of energy in the room. So, just to start with, am I audible? Okay. So, I lead the enterprise sales for a company called QueueBuster. We are a new gen POS, which is primarily Android and has a lot of integrations with the backend applications like ERPs, loyalty platforms, online marketplaces, etc., etc. We are a true solution if you want to take your business omni-channel way, right? Now, before I start talking about Bansilal, which is an interesting character for today's discussion, let me just ask the team to set the context and set the mood by running a very small AV. Can we have the AV, please? Thank you so much. Can we have the lights on and presentation opened up? Now, let me clarify this thing to everyone here. I'm not going to run you through a proper formal presentation. I have stitched a couple of slides only to support the story that I'm going to narrate about a business owner who starts his journey with a lot of dreams but low on pocket, how he progresses in his life, in his business, from one store to, let's say, 10 stores, then increasing number of stores to 50 plus Coco, and then also his kids join him, the new blood, which thinks about a faster growth, which can be enabled through franchising. And that's when they grow into the franchising model, starting with, let's say, 50 stores to 100, and then eventually graduating to become a large enterprise having close to about 1,000 stores. So Bansilal is the character for us today. If you see Bansilal, he's starting his business today with a single store, and he has a very limited space in terms of the overall store space, so he can barely maintain his SKUs on the store. He eventually doesn't have any space to keep a Windows-based POS terminal. And this terminal typically will have 8 to 9 peripherals, including your monitor to CPU to keyboard to printer to whatnot, right? So it's going to cost him close to about 1.5 lakh rupees if he goes ahead with Windows-based POS terminal. But his pocket is not allowing at this point in time. So he would be looking out for a solution which is occupying very minimal space, which could be handy, which he can carry home, right? He would wish to subscribe to a solution which will be very economic, very affordable, very easy to use, so that he doesn't spend his much time on getting trained on that software, and to understand how does he need to track his business, right? And the third or the last one is the dependency on internet. He doesn't want internet to become a villain for his business execution, because whatever we say that we have become a tech economy and we have 5G, 4G available all the time, but the real fact on the ground is still there are pockets in our tier 2, tier 3, tier 4 locations where you literally struggle to find internet connectivity, right? So these are the challenges that he has, and the solution that we have is, can we go to the next one? So QueueBuster offers you a handy POS, which means you don't need to invest any money on buying a hardware. If you have an Android-based phone, that is sufficient. Just download QueueBuster app, take a subscription, and get on, right? It's very easy. You are using your same phone for business conversations as well as for running your business as POS. Highly affordable, very minimal pricing for the starter plans, easy to use Android UI, which means you're not going to take time to get trained on how to use it. It's a very intuitive, free-flowing UI, couple of buttons and then you are done, sorted. It also supports offline billing, which means if the internet is not there in your area, in your store, you can still punch the bill. You can still get your inventory being deducted for the respective units that you are selling to a customer, right? As and when the internet connectivity is back, the entire data gets synced with the cloud. Next. Now, that was the stage one. Now, assumption here is that he is doing well in stage one, and after a couple of months or maybe years, he literally plans expansion. So he's now having, let's say, 5 plus or 10 plus CoCo stores. What are the challenges that he will have this time? Because he has been generating a lot of cash. There's a lot of free cash flow. Managing multiple stores means he will have to manage multiple stores, inventory, multiple users which are using the software at those stores for punching sale, doing stock operations, and even tracking the business reports. He will literally struggle to manage the stock between the stores, from warehouse to which store and between the stores, etc. He will also have challenges in terms of configuring discounts, memberships, and promotions. Now, he needs a solution that is very comfortable, easy to operate, and using a single window, he can keep a track of all the stores that he has across multiple locations. He can configure roles permission. Next. So he can configure the roles and permissions using the same system. Console, can we just move on to the next one? Yeah, thank you. So he needs a centralized control center, right, where he can track all the businesses in one single dashboard. He can configure roles and permission for his staff members. He can see the real business growth, all live. As good as there is a transaction happening at, let's say, 11:30 a.m. on some store, he's sitting at his home using his Android phone, and he's able to see that sale is actually reflecting here in the report, right? So it's a real-time data that we provide. And needless to say, fantastic analytics as far as your overall business is concerned, your overall catalog is concerned, and so on and so forth. Can we move on? The third stage, where his kids graduate and they, let's say, join him for running the same family business. Now, young blood, they don't like slow speed of growth. Their father might have, let's say, taken a couple of years to come to a stature of running 10 CoCo stores. Now, the young blood always thinks innovative. They are full of energy. They start researching about what are the different ways in which they can, let's say, have a rapid expansion. And the best answer to that is, if you want to really penetrate faster, franchise or franchising is the way forward. So they, let's say, plan the franchising foray. Now, the challenges they will face this time is managing their own company stores as well as franchisee stores from the same software using the same window, right? Another thing is, it's not only about just giving a franchise to some particular store, right? You also need to handhold them and make sure that you train them well so that they can run the business of that franchise store and eventually hand over everything to them so that they are self-sustainable. A lot of brands I know in the market, and you also know, across different industry segments, struggle to continue their business because they give franchisee to the franchise partner, but they don't handhold them, they don't support them. That's when the fire douses, right? So I might be a business owner, my son did not do well in his studies, I thought he's not able to do anything else, let me invest 50, 60 lakhs, take franchisee of a brand and put him in the store. Now, this guy who is not having fire in the belly, he'll never ever bother about, let's say, taking care of business, how do I grow the business and all, right? So the franchisor should have or should own that responsibility that you make them self-sustainable, right? Third one is, new franchise partners would not be very much concerned about the real-time inventory at the store, right? So it may run out. They may not have that understanding of analytics. So you need to enable them so that they can track their business, they can plan their business, they can plan what inventory for what SKU till what PM is getting sold. So how many units should I have? 10, 15%, whatever, right? Next. Now the solution is QueueBuster helps you manage your company-owned stores as well as franchisee stores from the single screen. You can track your performance of all the stores, be it company-owned, franchisee, across regions. You can track performance of your different products, categories, etc., etc. You can drill down deeper. You can help your franchise partners to set up their web store or e-store, which is a fantastic and phenomenal mechanism to sell online, to take your business online. And I'll discuss in detail in the next upcoming slides why I'm saying so. Because it is linked to your real-time inventory of the store. The picture of that SKU, the description of that SKU, the pricing of that is sent to a customer through WhatsApp or SMS, where he can just click on that link. The web UI opens up. The way we do online shopping on Amazon or Flipkart, he just adds items to the cart, authenticates his name, address using the OTP he receives on his mobile number, the way we do it on Amazon, and places an order, which could be COD or a prepaid one. And the business owner at the retail store receives that order, right? So it's a fantastic mechanism. You don't compromise on your margins because you are not utilizing any marketplace. You are not utilizing any QCommerce platform, quick commerce platform, number one. Number two, you have a direct association with the customer. This could be a B2C customer, B2B customer, right? You own that data. You can retarget that data or that segment of customers for running any additional promotions, right? These are a couple of advantages. And third one is the inventory visibility and tracking the SKU movement in your secondary and tertiary channels. Very important for any FMCG brand or any other general retail brand. If your business works on sales and distribution, quite possible that you have got a fantastic DMS in place, but using DMS, you will offload your inventory to the super distributor. From super distributor, it will be offloaded to a sub-stockist, from sub-stockist to a, let's say, a dealer or distributor, then a sub or associate distributor. Companies generally, through DMS, get visibility of their SKU movement only from their warehouse till the super distributor. Beyond that, what is happening in the secondary and tertiary, I don't have any visibility. So now, why there is a need of having a visibility of the SKU movement and what kind of orders are coming in or getting placed by the retailers to the associate distributor to the distributor, and sub-stockist and further up the chain? The need is because a retailer is a small guy. He doesn't have much say. So whatever associate distributor says, he will have to somehow oblige for a couple of months. So as associate distributor, because of month-end pressure, calls him, "Sir, Gupta ji, I'm sending 10,000 units. Iska payment kar dena." Done. He puts down the phone. Poor guy. He doesn't have say, because if he says no, he is likely to run out of business. The relationship will go sour. Now, retailer or associate distributor would also have a limitation in terms of how much dead stock he can keep in his location. Because anyways, his payables are increasing, his dead stock is increasing, but the sale is not happening. Right? So the relationship will go sour, and if the relationship goes sour, their relationship may break off, and the company will be at the loss. Just imagine, I have a fantastic sales and distribution tree. I'm running a good business using it, and there are a couple of branches that are getting broken, right? So you need to have the visibility of inventory, how it is getting sold, how orders are getting placed, how SKUs moving in the value chain end to end, right? So this is a solution that we do provide to a lot of FMCG customers. So Hindustan Unilever, for a fact, is one of our customers using the same solution. Let's move on to the next stage. Now, I know it may not sound very relevant now, but yes, 3 years back, this was pretty much relevant and came as a shocker to a lot of business owners. people who invested a lot of money in coming up with their offline stores, all of a sudden we heard that there's a lockdown due to COVID. Now, what all challenges we faced? I'm sure a lot of you will agree with all those challenges that are mentioned here. Stores were operational only for limited window, morning 6 to 8, that's all. Now imagine the Janta, which was going to a particular general store for shopping for 10 hours, let's say 200 people were shopping during the day. Now all 200 are forced to do that shopping in 2 hours. What kind of chaos it will create? Massive drop in footfall because people were not willing to exit their place just to stay safe. Demand versus supply. The business owners could not really gauge what could be the demand because they did not have any idea. Earlier, before COVID, people were ordering online as well as offline, right? So I could plan that, okay, kal mera itna maal is unit ka bika tha. Aaj 20% up kar leta hu. But during COVID or let's say pandemic times, nobody had any clue. 6 baje dukaan khola, pata laga 15 minute mein everything is sold out, right? So there was an issue in terms of demand and supply. And e-commerce deliveries were stuck because of containment zones, right? So even if you tried your best to order anything from Amazon, Flipkart, or any other QCommerce platform, the items could not get delivered. These were the challenges. Now, how did we help our enterprise customers for fighting these? Can we come back to the next one? E-store is the solution. That's what I was talking about. So it came like a champion. ITC food trucks. The concept is grocery on wheels. That was a customer you might have seen during pandemic times. In your societies, there will be a food truck that will enter and will open up, and there will be a queue of people like you and me who will go downstairs, will buy the grocery and other items from the food truck. The billing will happen then and there. So that handy POS from QueueBuster was utilized for this ITC food truck model. Now, you can receive direct orders from your customers. There is no third party involved here. You have a QR code or you have a web link that you share to your customer through SMS or WhatsApp. They just need to click on that and they are able to see all the SKUs and details of the SKU along with the image, right? They just add the items to the cart and place the order. You receive it at your shop, right? You also own the customer data. You also showcase only the in-stock items. That's a key differentiator. So it is directly synced with your live inventory, right? You can also use it as a localized marketing tool for running localized promotions. Let's say Noida Sector 25 will have one store. So the e-store link will be having inventory of that particular store only, and it can be shared with the customers staying in the 5 to 10 kilometer perimeter. Right? Noida Sector 50 store will be different, its e-store will be different, its inventory will be different, right? And it is the fastest, it is the tool which can give you fastest market penetration in digital channel, right? Lowest CAC, can you imagine your CAC could fall from 1200 rupees per customer to 25 paisa per customer or maybe 50 paisa per customer. How does that sound, right? Also, you can configure your boundary conditions like what is going to be my minimum order value and I will deliver to these pin codes, etc., right? Move on. Next, please. Now, the last stage that a business owner would expect or aspire to be in is where you start talking about your franchise store expansion from 100 to 1,000 stores. Now, Bansilal, imagine he started with one single store and in a couple of years he reaches this status where he has become or he has qualified to become a core enterprise grade account or a customer, right? So the challenge is now he will face is that there's a drop in store footfall because of pandemic. A lot of people have become habitual of placing orders online, right? So he may utilize online channels like online marketplaces or website, but think about the expenses that you have for running a website. Tech spend, search engine optimization, digital marketing, and you have to make sure that you keep updating all these promotions and you also maintain a separate inventory for your website and marketplaces. Marketplaces eat up almost 40% of your margin. If you end up selling a good worth 100 rupees, 40 rupees you share with them, you get only 60. You don't own the customer data directly. You can't retarget that data, right? So e-store is the best way. And dealer management, sub-stockists I've already talked about. Online versus offline shopping experience. This is the key drawback that a lot of organizations have because they are trying to implement omnichannel strategy as per which if I as a customer see something on the website, I really like the product, I go through the description, images, pricing and all and the proper whatever promotions are running. Now I am there near to a mall. I'll step in, I'll go to the store, ask for the particular item code, size, color, whatever, and get to see that the item is not in stock or the item is not running any discounts. It is disappointing, right? So you need to make sure for running omni-channel strategy, you should provide similar or same experience both ways, right? Offline as well as online. Now, how do you do that? Is through QueueBuster. Next, please. So we have complete suite of omni-channel implementation, ERP, payments, third-party apps, all integrated, right? You see the solution. You can integrate your website, you can integrate your all marketplaces, even the aggregators like Unicommerce and Easy Ecom. Next. These are the integrations that we already have in terms of software, hardware, and let's say the payments partner that exists in the country. So pretty much all the players that an enterprise grade customer would need are already there on board with QueueBuster. Next. It's a similar story. So Bansilal is just not one of the case. You will see similar Bansilals in different industry segments, be it footwear, apparel, grocery, electronics, mobile, etc., etc. It's the same industry. Now, the baseline is that we have a great fitment across all these industry segments. Whether the customer is a small customer, medium customer, or a large enterprise, we have a great fitment, right? Move on. Yeah. We are trusted by 65,000 plus brands, as you can see from different industry segments. Next. And we also have a great product adoption because our software works beautifully on different Android devices, having different sizes, as you can see, Android phone to card swiping machine. You don't need any other thing to run your business. Happilo is one brand which is running their entire business of offline stores and even online orders land on that using only a Pine Labs or Paytm card swiping machine. On the same machine, we have QueueBuster installed and they are able to take care of the entire business through that, right? So we come to the end of the presentation. So we are also now available on web. If you as a customer have been having a hangover of a Windows-based POS solution and you already have invested a lot in the infra, don't get disappointed. We are not only available on Android, we are now available on web as well. So here we come. Right? Now, आपका business कैसा भी हो, किसी भी industry में हो, आपके business का stress buster could be QueueBuster. Just try it once. Thank you.